Hi and welcome back. Today I'm going to share my morning skincare routine with you. I have gotten quite a few requests to share my morning as well as my evening skincare routine, and I'm always a bit hesitant to do so, really for two reasons. First of all, I love skincare and I do like trying new products. Secondly, my skin can be somewhat reactive. So for reference, I am 54, and while my skin is not overly dry or oily, it is somewhat normal. It can be quite reactive. And sometimes it will love a product for quite a while, and suddenly it doesn't like it any longer. That happened to me twice in the last couple of years. So a while ago, I was using quite a few Biologique Research products, and I especially loved their A Glyca serum. I went through, I believe, 3 or 4 bottles of it. My skin loved it. And suddenly when I applied it, it really burned. So of course I stopped using it. And then just a few months ago, the same thing happened with One Skin. This is another product my skin loved. I purchased, I believe, 4 of these. And then same thing. Suddenly I would apply it and it really stung and burned. So of course I stopped using it. So because my skin can be somewhat reactive and things like that happen, and because I love trying new products, my skincare routine does change somewhat frequently. But I like to have some core ingredients in my skincare routine. So in the mornings, that will be antioxidants to protect me from oxidative stress, and of course sunscreen. Now the antioxidants I use and the brand I use might change, but I always want some antioxidants in my morning skincare routine, and always sunscreen. Again, the sunscreen I use might change, but I will always use sunscreen. And then at night, I always want a retinoid in my skincare routine, and of course, a moisturizer. So I do like to have some core ingredients in my morning and evening skincare routine, even though the products and brands might change. So let's get started. So first thing, when I get up in the morning, I brush my teeth, I splash some cold water on my face, and then for the last probably 5 months, first thing in the morning, I have been using Adipeau. This is a cream that promises to help restore lost facial fat or facial volume. I made 2 videos on this. One was a 3-month review in which I saw 0 difference, and one was a 6-month review in which I actually saw a bit of a difference. Now, of course, I had Sculptra injections, and I made several videos on that. I will link all of those videos down below. But I did not start using this until back then my last Sculptra injection had come to fruition. Then I used it for 6 months. I reviewed it after 3, and then after 6 months. In those 6 months, I did not get any Sculptra injections. And after 6 months, as skeptical as I was, and still am to some extent, I actually did see a bit of a difference with this, especially in the places I did not get Sculptra. So the Sculptra I get right here, in the lower part of my face where I am sunken in. With this, I saw a difference under my eyes and surprisingly on my lips. This is, I believe, my 7th bottle. I just opened this, so this is going to last me for another 6 or 8 weeks. After that, even though I am seeing a bit of a difference with this, I will discontinue using this. First of all, this is not cheap. 1 bottle is, I believe, $75. And secondly, I don't really care for the formulation. It is somewhat challenging to fit it into my routine. But what I have been doing to somewhat fit this into my routine is I use it first thing in the morning. So after splashing some water onto my face and drying my skin, I use quite a bit of this. I use about 3 pumps for each side of my face. And I apply it like a mask, starting from under my eyes, taking it all the way down. I don't put it on my forehead, nose, or chin. Then I let it sink in for quite a while. While it is sinking in, I take my supplements, I exercise, then I apply some sunscreen on top of it, so I look like a greasy mess, and I take my dog for a walk. Once I come back, I wash it all off. So that is how I have been using this. And like I said, this bottle I just started, it will last me for another 6 or 8 weeks. After that, I will discontinue using this. Now, regarding the Sculptra, in my Sculptra update, I said I wasn't sure whether I'm going to get maintenance sessions or not. I since have decided I am going to go ahead and do maintenance sessions. It is going to be a whole separate video, so I don't want to give too much away. But under that Sculptra update video, one of you, an aesthetic nurse, suggested I try a different product called Lanluma. Now, Lanluma is the same material as Sculptra. It is also poly-L-lactic acid, but it is supposed to be the newer generation of Sculptra. So about 4 weeks ago, I had my first maintenance session with Lanluma, and I can already see a difference. But like I said, it will be a whole separate video, so watch out for that one. But I did decide to go ahead and do maintenance sessions once or twice a year, but with Lanluma. So after I come back from walking my dog, I jump under the shower. In the shower, I have been washing my face with this right here. This is by Aurelia of London, and it is the Miracle Cleanser. I had a little sample of this and I fell in love with it. This is such a beautiful cleanser. It is a very thick cream cleanser, and it has this beautiful scent of eucalyptus. So it's like a spa experience. I really, really love this cleanser. So this lives in my shower, and every morning for the last few months, I have been washing my face with this. Once I come out of the shower, I then use the Nayaart Superoxide Dismutase Saccharide Mist. Now, superoxide dismutase are a group of enzymes which constitute a very important defense against oxidative stress. So that is one reason I use this. And the second reason is to have a vehicle to get some methylene blue on my face. I, about 6 or 8 months ago, interviewed Dr. Kao, a research scientist at the University of Maryland and the founder of a skincare brand called Blueline, which uses methylene blue in their products. After talking to Dr. Kao, I went down the rabbit hole of research on methylene blue, and I also interviewed another doctor, Dr. John Raw, on methylene blue. I will also link that video down below. Now, as I said, Dr. Kao, who I interviewed, has a skincare line containing methylene blue. Unfortunately, though many of you have told me you love it, I can't use it. It has quite a few essential oils in it, and like I said, my skin can be somewhat reactive. So what I did instead is I got some pharmaceutical grade methylene blue. I will link the brand down below, and I put 1 drop of it in here. So you can see it gives it this beautiful blue color, and that is how I have been getting my methylene blue on my skin. So I take this and I actually spritz it into my hands just to not waste it, and then I pat this into my skin, and I am quite generous with it. Now, one of these bottles are quite big. One of these bottles lasts me for about 6 months, even though I am quite generous with it. And then next, I use a vitamin C serum by MDarie. I have talked about this in a different video. This is the vitamin CFK brightening complex. This has a 15% vitamin C complex containing ascorbic acid, tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate, and 2 other forms of vitamin C. It also has resveratrol, ferulic acid, and kojic acid. And all of it is in a liposomal delivery. Now, my skin, like I said, can be somewhat reactive, and oftentimes it doesn't like vitamin C, especially ascorbic acid. This, I'm on my 3rd bottle. My skin loves it. I can even use it on my neck. So I take 2 pumps, and this has your typical vitamin C serum smell. It's not too pleasant, but it's also not too bad. And I apply this all over my face, neck, and chest. And then if I have some left over, I also put it onto my hands. So this sinks in beautifully, and it gives you a lovely glow. And like I said, my skin can be quite finicky as far as ascorbic acid, but I am on my 3rd bottle. My skin has been loving it, and knock on wood, it will continue to love it. I can even put this on my neck every single day, and normally my neck doesn't like any actives. So this being a 15% vitamin C complex, combined with the ferulic acid, which stabilizes the vitamin C and makes it a bit more potent, the kojic acid and the resveratrol makes for a great antioxidant serum. So I have been loving this. I have already repurchased this, and I think I will continue to repurchase it as long as my skin is loving it. And then next, I am using an eye cream. Now, I think I say this in every skincare routine video. I'm not sure if an eye cream is necessary or not. I kind of go back and forth. But when I started liking this so much, I wanted to try their eye cream. So I have been using the MDarie, and this is the Regenerative Eye Complex. This has a very thin, almost serum-like consistency, and it contains a peptide complex as well as green tea. And I can't really tell you that it has done much for my under eyes, but it doesn't irritate my eyes, which many eye creams I have used in the past can actually irritate my eyes. And it just feels nice. Like I said, it has sort of a serum-like consistency. It feels a bit cooling and refreshing, but I can't tell you that it has done wonders for my under eyes. And then next, I have been using the MDarie moisturiser as well. And this is the NMF Hydrator Barrier Repair. This is a gorgeous moisturizer. I think I'm on my 4th bottle. I use this morning and night. This also contains a peptide complex. I take about 2 pumps. Actually, I forgot to apply something, but I'll apply that in a second. So I take about 2 pumps of this, and this also has quite a thin consistency, but it is a really, really lovely moisturizer. So I'm just going to put this on my face right now because I did forget to put something on my neck. So this also contains a peptide complex. It contains ceramides, which are really great for our skin barrier. And it contains beta-glucan, which is a great antioxidant, also very soothing and moisturizing. And the peptide complex in here, as well as in here, peptides are sort of like messenger molecules. They can, depending on the peptide, communicate with our cells and sort of tell them to get their act together and do certain things. So this is a lovely moisturizer. It sinks in beautifully. It feels very hydrating. And while it is quite thin, I don't feel, so I use this in winter as well. While it is quite thin, I don't feel that it is not enough. Even in winter, it was quite cold here. Even in winter, this was plenty for my skin. So like I said, I forgot to apply a product because this is something I just recently started using. And it's just new to me and I forget to incorporate it. So this is by True Botanicals. And True Botanicals is a brand my friend Mary from Skin Obsessed Mary turned me on to. True Botanicals make some beautiful, clean products. And this is their new serum. It is the Super C Firming and Lifting Treatment. The company sent this to me after I asked them would they send it to me because I was super curious about it. This contains seaweed and green tea extract, and the company says it is clinically proven to firm and lift the skin within 4 weeks. They have some really great before and after pictures on their website, which I'm a bit skeptical about. But I figured if I can see any firming or lifting, it would be on my neck. So I have been using this for about a week now on my neck twice a day. I take about a pump. This is not cheap and I really want it to last. So because of that, I have only been using it on my neck twice a day. And then at night, I also put it on my face. But like I said, I figured if there is a difference, if it really lifts and firms like they promise, hopefully we can see it on my neck more than on my face. So this is very new to me. I've only been using this for about a week. I can't promise you it's going to stay in my routine. Let's see what it does. I will keep you posted. And then lastly, of course, I will apply some sunscreen. Now, usually I like to let everything sink in for just a little bit before I apply some sunscreen. So I'm just going to run off about 10 minutes and then I will be back and apply my sunscreen. All right, it's been about 10 minutes. So for my sunscreen, I just recently made a video which was a collaboration with my friend Tamara from TamarasTimelessBeauty. And we reviewed, between the two of us, I believe 15 different Korean sunscreens. Many of them were gorgeous. And my favorite out of the 8 I tested was the Beauty of Joseon, which I still love. However, when I made that video, I hadn't tried this one yet. This is also a Korean sunscreen, and I believe it's called, I hope I'm not butchering it, I believe it's called Adipeau. So this is also, like I said, a Korean sunscreen. It is a chemical SPF, and it has an SPF of 50 with a PA rating of 4 pluses. So the highest PA rating you can have. So really great UVA protection. Now this I heard about from my friend Annie, who has the channel Bikini Iron Beauty. And if you don't know Annie, not only is she drop dead gorgeous, but she is an absolute sweetheart. And Annie co-owns a website called Luxlip, which sells upscale Korean skincare products, and they ship from the United States. So Annie was raving about this. I had to try it, and she's right, it is gorgeous. I've already repurchased this. So this is, like I said, a chemical SPF. It contains a couple different UVA filters as well as UVB filters. And the company says that it blocks UVA and UVB rays for 13 hours. So that's quite impressive. The only thing I don't like about this, so this is, as you can see, non-tinted. The only thing I don't like about this, it is really hard to get it out of the tube. So I'm kind of hoping they will change the container because it is almost impossible to get it out of here, especially once you have used quite a bit of it because it keeps wanting to go back down. But once it comes out, it is a little bit thicker than some of the other Korean sunscreens I have used in the past, which are almost sort of gel-like. So this is a bit more viscous, but I actually really love that because not only does it give you a gorgeous glow, but you will see in a second, it makes your skin almost look plumper. It sinks in so easily, doesn't leave the slightest hint of a white cast. And I don't wear makeup, but they do say that this is also a great base for makeup, so sort of like a primer. But like I said, my only complaint is that it just doesn't want to come out of the tube. So you really got to make sure you squeeze enough to get the amount required to actually get the 50 SPF stated on the tube. But you can see this sinks in so easily. It doesn't leave the slightest bit of a white cast. It is quite glowy and it does settle down a little bit, but it still leaves you with a beautiful glow, which is what I really like. Now I will put more on my neck and my chest, but I don't want to bore you trying to squeeze this out. So I'm going to stop the video here. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, this has been my skincare routine, minus this, which I have only been using for about a week. And then this is also somewhat new to me, but you can see I've used quite a bit of it. But sunscreen, of course, is always part of my skincare routine in the mornings. But aside from that, the other products I have been using for at least 6 months now, and I have repurchased all of them, so I will continue using them as long as my skin loves them. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Any questions or comments, please leave them down below. You know, I always love to hear from you. And I would love to know, what is your morning skincare routine? If you want to share it, please share it down below. Thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful day. Until next time. Bye.